So I'm sure you've seen the title of this video. Today I'm doing a get ready with me, and I'm gonna start with primer. I wanted to tell you guys my PCOS story. It literally took 8 years for me to get officially diagnosed with PCOS. I'm gonna tell you guys my story today. I got diagnosed with PCOS on Wednesday, August, whatever Wednesday was. The Wednesday that just passed, literally. And yeah, so I'm gonna rewind 8 years ago. At the time, my GRWM doctor was trying to figure out why my periods were so irregular, and he said that, you know, you probably have this thing called PCOS, and that's probably why you have irregular periods. Back then, and pretty much my whole life, my period has been super irregular. I don't have a period now because I do have an IUD birth control device. I'm going to go in with the Stay Naked foundation. Today I'm going to do a wear test with this foundation. I have been wearing it all week and I really love it, but I didn't film a wear test. I didn't film me wearing it, so I'm going to do a wear test today. Then I'll do like a review on it for you guys. So anyways, so like I said, my cycle was really irregular. Like, it would come like once a year sometimes, maybe 3 times a year, like whenever it felt like. I barely ever got a period, and that was just normal life to me. Like I said, we were trying to figure out what was causing it. At the time, I was a sophomore in college. So, you know, like in college, you have that little winter break. I think I saw him in like December or January of that winter break. And that's when he told me that. And he basically said, like, with PCOS, the only thing that, you know, is a concern is that you're not going to be able to get pregnant. It's going to be hard to get pregnant. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I was devastated because, I mean, I was a young woman and I thought, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, how am I... Wow. So when I left the office, I didn't know I had PCOS, but I was scared because I was like, oh my gosh, like if I have this, I can't get pregnant. And I know pregnancy is not the end of the world, or like having a child is not the end of the world, but I was definitely not ready for a child, but I was also not ready for that news. My way of coping with that was just to convince myself that I didn't want kids. So basically, like, I tried to convince myself that I didn't want kids, I didn't want to get married. I just, like, I would say it to convince myself that that's what I wanted. And I guess I was just prepping myself for if in case that did happen, because he literally said, like, you're gonna need medication if you need to get pregnant. His focus was pregnancy. Like, that's really all he spoke to me about, was pregnancy. And I did have other symptoms of PCOS, but those were not really a concern. It was really the infertility part of it. So anyways, I went back to college. At the time, I was dating my husband, and I came back home in like May, I guess, yeah, like May from college for the summer break, and I had a follow-up appointment with him where I was supposed to do blood work and also an ultrasound to confirm if my ovaries did have any of the cysts on them. So basically, like with polycystic ovaries, you need 2 things to get diagnosed out of 3 options. Either your male hormone levels will be a little high, your ovaries will have the cyst, or I forget what the other one is, but I'll list it on the screen somewhere. Oh my gosh, let me get my phone. So I'm prepared. Irregular cycles is the other one. So I did have irregular cycles, but I didn't have my blood work check, and I didn't have the scan, the ultrasound. So anyways, he scheduled the ultrasound and blood work, and I did the blood work, and when that came back, it turned out I was pregnant. So pretty much everything went out the window from there. Like, I was pregnant. He was like, what? How did this happen? This is like a miracle baby. How did this happen? I honestly don't even know how it happened either, because I don't remember having a period that year. But also what I learned, and I didn't know this back then, is that when you have PCOS and you have irregular cycles, you can't calculate your ovulation based on like a normal calendar. I was counting my ovulation based on like a regular cycle, but apparently you can't do that because you don't have a regular cycle. But I didn't know that back then, okay? Anyways, I don't remember having a period, but then again, some of my periods used to be like 1 day, like 1.5 days, and it would be a period, and I didn't think it was a period, but clearly it was one. So everything kind of went out the window because the main concern was the pregnancy, like fertility was the main concern. So since that happened, everything kind of went out the window. I had my daughter a couple years later, and it was never revisited. I never really paid attention to the other symptoms and the other effects of PCOS, and I just kind of thought maybe I don't have it, and you know, that was just that. I had irregular periods but not PCOS. I'm just drinking some lemon water. Whew, it tastes amazing. So fast forward to this month. I was on vacation, so I had a lot of free time. I had a lot of time to think and stuff. And some of you guys may know or may not know, I don't know, but I've been struggling to lose weight for the past 5 years. Since I had my daughter, I've been really struggling to lose weight. And I kind of just like, I got to a point where I was like, something is definitely wrong with me. Maybe I need to go see a therapist about this weight loss thing, because I cannot control myself when it comes to like eating carbs. I felt like I was a freaking monster. Like, I would do really good on a diet and lose weight, and then if I had like one thing with added sugars in it, I would go crazy. Like, I would literally go crazy, and all I could think about for the next 24 hours was literally cupcakes, cakes, lollipops, Skittles, Snickers, everything. Candy is all I could think about for the next like ever. For the longest time, I just kind of knew that's how I was, and I never really you know, paid attention to it. But this summer, I was like, all right, something's definitely wrong. Like, I didn't get my hot girl summer body ready because of this, and I need to figure out what's going on, because this is just not normal, and maybe I need to go see a therapist. Maybe I have a food addiction or something, because I don't know. And I also have crazy cravings, and like my appetite is off the chain. I could eat more than my husband at the time. I just messed up my brow, but we're gonna ignore that. We're gonna take this brush and just blend this out. Alright, just turn my fan on. Hopefully you guys can't hear it too loud, but it's so hot. Oh my gosh. So basically, I just felt like, I feel like something was not right. You know, like, I know people have eating disorders, but I feel like this was not really an eating disorder. Like, something was really not right. My body, like, I felt like my body was literally craving certain foods in like a weird way, and it was just not normal. Like, it was not okay, and I felt like if I didn't get this under control, I would just never be able to feel as confident as I, you know, want to feel, and just like be healthier. I don't know. I'm gonna put some more concealer on. I usually do 2 layers of concealer when I want to be extra, you know. While I'm having those thoughts and thinking about getting a therapist to try to figure out what's going on, my mom actually went to go see her doctor, which she was talking to him about me. I don't know why, y'all, but she was. Oh, I think her weight came up, and my mom is pretty much in shape, and he was, you know, talking about her weight, and like for her age is pretty good and stuff, and she was just saying that I was having a hard time with my weight, and she told him that I had PCOS, and he was basically like, oh, if she has PCOS, maybe she needs to be a Metformin to help her lose weight. And my mom comes home and tells me this, and first of all, I'm like, Mom, we don't know if I have PCOS. She said, oh, that's right, we never really figured it out. I'm like, no, we didn't. And I'm like, but was this about the Metformin? So basically, Metformin, I know of Metformin for diabetes, but apparently it is used for PCOS, and it does help with weight loss in PCOS patients. I think just patients in general. But anyways, I scheduled an appointment with him just to see like what, you know, what the deal was. And he kind of went over my history and stuff, and I told him about the, you know, all my symptoms of PCOS that I know that I have based on what online told me. I do have a lot of the symptoms of PCOS, by the way. I have irregular periods, that's one. I do have hair that grows on my chest, probably like 15, I don't know. Like, I do have hair that grows hair though. And I do have probably like 10 strands that grow like all around here, like 10 individual strands, and I like pluck them out. So anyways, I also do have oily skin and acne, which can be related to PCOS, and I think mine definitely is related to PCOS because I feel like my skin is abnormally oily. Since I did have most of the symptoms of PCOS like off the bat, he did order the Metformin for me, and I did pick it up on Saturday. So I'm on a Friday. I picked it up on Saturday and started taking it Saturday evening, and then I had my ultrasound on the following Wednesday, and he called me Thursday morning and was basically like, yes, you do have PCOS. Your ovaries do have a pearl cyst, and also they're a little larger, so it's consistent with PCOS. And I was like, wow. It was really bittersweet for me because it was, you know, it was bitter because I was like, oh my gosh, I have this long term, you know, this is with me. This is not going anywhere. But it's also been with me forever. I know I've had this since like high school, because that's when I first started having irregular periods. That's the first time I noticed like 1 or 2 strands of hair like on my chest, and I was like, what, am I turning into a man? What's going on right now? And That's when this is the Fenty powder, by the way, in cashew. I'm so grateful to the subscriber. I think there were 2 of you guys who told me to try it. Y'all, like, this is the GOAT. And you know, that's is what it is. But at the same time, it kind of explained a lot of things, and I realized, like, all right, this is not me. This is not a self-control issue. Like, I thought my eating habits and like me not being able to stay on these diets, which were not really diets, I was really trying to change my lifestyle, but it was just so hard, and it just made so much sense why it was so difficult for me to try to change my lifestyle. I didn't have as much control over, you know, my diet as I thought I did. Basically, my body was controlling me. Just watching tons and tons of videos, it's amazing to see so many people having the same exact symptoms and the same exact feelings, and like, it's just crazy. Basically, when you have PCOS, your body cannot or does not use sugar appropriately. So basically what would happen whenever I was on a diet or like trying to change the way I ate, I would just eat normally, healthy, and then obviously, like, if there's a birthday involved, I would have cake. But with PCOS, since your body doesn't use sugar properly, I would have the cake and my body would not really absorb like the my body would not absorb the sugar appropriately, so it would kind of stay in my blood, and then it would just cause more and more insulin to be released. It's just like getting scientific. Basically, like, your body's not using sugar properly, insulin properly, and it causes you to want more and more sugar. It's a vicious cycle, and it's hard to control it because it's not really, it's your body like telling you this. And also then you have the high level of glucose telling your ovaries to, I think, produce more testosterone, like the male hormones, which leads to oily skin and acne, stuff like that. And then your female hormones go down, so you don't get your period. So it's like a whole vicious cycle, which just keeps happening over and over again. That's what I've been dealing with for the past ever, like literally forever, like 20 years. I'm gonna use this powder from Sephora to just go over my entire face. I've been really loving this micro smooth powder to contour, bronze my face. I'm gonna use the Showman's from Morphée to just, you know, do that little step. Like I said earlier, I did start the Metformin on Saturday. Today has been a week and 1 day since I've been on the Metformin, and I do want to do like a video more in depth of it for you guys, because I don't know if any of you guys do have PCOS, or if anyone watching this video has PCOS. Like, apparently it's a lot more common than I thought it was. Since I've known that I had it, I spoke to a few people, and everyone I spoke to either knew someone who had it or like they had it themselves, which was crazy because I didn't realize how popular and how common, popular, like it's some type of celebrity, how common it was. I do want to talk more about Metformin when it's been like a month since I, you know, I haven't been on it too long to give you guys like a full like review. I'm gonna be reviewing PCOS, but I definitely want to bring PCOS to my channel because it's something that I'm going through. It's part of me and something that women go through, and I just feel like it's good to be educated on it, or just, you know, share my stories with you guys, because maybe you don't have it, but maybe you know someone with it, or like, you know, I don't know. I'm taking the same color here, and I'm going to add this into my crease a little bit just to add some color here. I don't really care to do too much, but I just want to add a little bit of color to just add dimension. So since I've been on the Metformin, it's only been a week, so I can't talk much about it like I said, but I definitely don't have the same appetite that I used to, and it's crazy feeling like a normal person because I don't, like, you know, feel like eating the way I used to. It's only been a week, so I can't speak much on it, but I do feel more controlled, a lot more controlled, and it just made me realize that I really could not do this on my own. I definitely needed this help. I'm not saying it's not possible, but for me, not knowing like what was going on with my body, it made it so much harder because I didn't understand what was going on. If you have any suspicions of anything like this, definitely go do yourself a favor and go get it, figure it out. I'm using this blush from Colourpop and Makeupshayla, and I'm going to do some highlight also. I've been really into the new Milk highlight. I think it's bomb. This is in the shade Glazed. I freaking love it. I'm going to add a little bit to my nose also. In here. I'm going to use this green pencil from Urban Decay. I've been using this pencil to just add some color to my lash line. I can't really talk while I do this. If I talk while I do this, I might just stab myself in the eyes. I think I'm gonna put these lashes on because they're real extra and I feel like being a little extra, okay? 20 minutes later, my lashes are on. I'm gonna take off some of this powder I just put under here to just help define. Alright y'all, so this is my whole makeup look. I don't know if I'm gonna show you guys my outfit because I don't know what I'm wearing. If it looks cute, I'm gonna show you. If I'm not feeling it, you're not gonna see it, okay? Anyways, thank you so much for watching my video. If you do have PCOS and you want to share your story, definitely comment down below your story, how you found out, and that sort of thing in the comment section down below. I'm really curious to know because I've been hearing some interesting stories since I've been watching all these videos and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely comment down below and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.